Yo, Counter Attack podcast with myself, Daps. Guys, keep liking, subscribing, sharing, all of that good stuff. Listen, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like YouTube, we're still working to get our way back in terms of views. We're still working because obviously I was gone, inconsistent, whatever. So we're working to get the views back up. But on TikTok and Instagram, the clips are really clipping. So big up everyone that is looking at all of those clips and engaging with it and whatever. Pardon me, sorry. It's so funny though. So if you listen to the pod yesterday, you'll know that I said something about Verts needing time. I've put that clip out and all people are hearing is that he's going to flop. I've not said anything about that. So they're going crazy. Counter Attack podcast, TikTok. They're going crazy. Yeah, 2 games in, you're already saying this. And I'm like, no, give him time. That's literally all I'm saying. Like, but yeah. So anyway, so I found that very interesting. But listen, guys, that's all cool and that, but we know what we're talking about today. Manchester United versus Grimsby, or Grimsby versus Manchester United. Listen, United went out there with a strong team, and I was just like, do you know what? Confidence booster, morale booster, get that first win on the board. Easy day for Manchester United. But Grimsby had other plans. Grimsby said, do you know what? We've seen what you lot do. We've seen what you're about. And we're going to come and just play our normal game against you. And Manchester United, they have this thing where no matter who they play, the other team just always looks better. Whether that be a team at the top of the league, bottom of the league, in a league below, Man United always look like when they do win, you never look at United and think they've dominated this game start to finish, they deserve this win. You never ever look at them like that. Maybe against Arsenal in the first game, but they lost, so we're not going to talk about that. But Grimsby came, and I don't know, Man United just look so easy to play against, no matter what level of the team. And how can I put this? You got Maguire and you've got Heaven and you've got Fredrickson in defence. So you got 2 young boys and you got the captain on the day, Maguire. He's a seasoned pro. He knows how it goes. You got Onana in goal. You got Ugart and Kobe in midfield. By the way, we're going to talk about that. And then you got Dallo. Who's this other guy that I'm not having? Oh, how can I forget his name? The left back. We'll come back to him. Sesko, Cunha, Diallo, and Dorgu. So I'm like, do you know what? They're going to win this game. The team that they put out obviously should win that game. Like I said, morale booster, confidence booster, get that first win on the board, but no. And Grimsby just looked like they were playing a team on their level. At times in that game, they looked like they were the team playing at the higher level, and Manchester United were the lower level team. And Man United just looked like they just never... Man United always look like they just don't have the game plan. They always look like they don't know what they're doing. You know, if you was watching United and you could see patterns of play, you could see, okay, this is what they're trying to do. This is how they play. You look at them and you're just like, 11 man on the pitch. We're going to see what we can do. And what is crazy about it is that it was the same thing under Ten Hag. It was the same thing under Solskjaer. Do you get what I'm saying? And there's just been a pattern. There's just been a pattern of like things that are just, there's a pattern of just not knowing what to do. And that is the culture at United right now. So people talk about this culture at United from when Sir Alex Ferguson, a winning mentality, but nah, it's not been like that for a very long time. The culture is you get on that pitch and we see what we can do. Every now and then a player has the individual brilliance to make something happen. But really and truly, it's just 11 man on the pitch, Vibes FM. They always look like they don't know what's going on with each other. They always look like, you know, it's like the blind leading the blind. Do you get what I'm saying? And yeah, it was just bad. Grimsby got their goal. The first goal, I don't even think that was Onana's fault. Onana would look at it and think he could have done better, but I don't think it's his fault. Onana obviously back in goal today. He's been injured, but this was his chance of at least some sort of redemption, some sort of, let me get back in the good books. And that first one, I don't feel like it was his fault. I feel like he could have done better, but it's a goal. I'd be more concerned how that player had so much time and space on that side of the pitch in front of goal, got the goal. But you see that second goal, Onana, I really want you to do well. That's the thing. I saw you in goal today and I was just like, you know what, let him just have an easy game today. I really wanted it. But the first goal went in and I'm like, yeah, don't worry. These things happen. But you see that second goal? Listen, that second goal is inexcusable. He came out from the corner. He came out and took everything but the ball. He took 2 Grimsby players out, 1 United player out. Everyone's on the floor, chaos, leaving a player to just walk the ball into the back of the net. And in that moment, I was just like, yeah, by 4 a.m. tomorrow, they are signing the player. Man United will sign a player by 4 a.m. Goalkeeper. They probably even sign a midfielder to put him in goal ahead of Onana. Because Onana is just, yeah. That was your chance. And the thing is, Bayindir ain't a good keeper, or he ain't at the level required to be Manchester United keeper. Onana, it's like, he's got a mistake in him, but you're just hoping, look, things aren't going your way right now. This is your chance to just have a game to settle and maybe give the management something to think about. But nope, he just all over the gaff. He's just all over the gaff. So 2-0, Grimsby kind of coasting. Because United weren't really doing much. Although, I would say, Sesko looked a bit lively during the game, in that first half anyway. He had 2 or 3 shots. I think the best one was a header. And he had a couple opportunities in front of goal, but Grimsby at halftime were the better team. They deservedly were 2-0 up. And I was thinking, oh, United, it's a long way back for you. But because of United's bench, I did feel like they would come back, because there's no way Grimsby can keep up that intensity for 90 minutes. And the quality will shine through once they get tired. But they came out and, listen, United made the changes. I think Mbeumo came on, Bruno came on, and I've forgotten who else. Someone else came on. And I was just like, oh, yeah, this is them. They're going to go for it now. They're going to really have a go. And they came out with more intensity, but then Grimsby was still getting opportunities on the break. United just looked so easy to break on. Do you get what I'm saying? Grimsby were just going in. There was a chance where they've played a good bit of football down the left-hand side, crossed it, shot on goal. It should have been 3-0, but then the player headed it, Heaven headed it off, blocked it with his head off. There was another one where the goal should have stood, actually. Let me talk about that. Maguire, obviously, the player was in an offside position at first, but then Maguire deliberately went for the ball and the ball's gone full into the player. The player's put it away. And I was like, it's offside. Yeah, cool. But then when you look at the replay, it's like, ooh, like Gary Neville, ooh, that goal should have stood. And they will feel hard done by that, obviously, especially because Mbeumo got the goal. Nice finish, I can't lie to you. Very, very nice finish with 15 minutes left. And I was just like, yep, United are definitely going to get another goal. I was calling it at halftime. I was live on online doing a watch along, and I was saying United are going to come back. At halftime, I was saying that. Maguire gets the goal back. And then from there, I'm like, do you know what? This might be a tricky one. They're going to go and get the goal. And I didn't actually know it was straight penalties. So I was thinking extra time, United are just going to go and get this now. But no, it went to penalties. And they missed one. I think they missed their 3rd penalty. United missed their 5th penalty. And the penalties kept going. Onana made a good save to save the penalty, by the way. But when it came down to it, Mbeumo hit the crossbar, Grimsby go through it. But the more concerning thing is that I was thinking that Amorim, they're going to give him to Christmas. They're going to give Amorim till Christmas. They never, even if performances don't go their way in the league. I was sure that he's got until Christmas. You know, we keep hearing 1 game a week. There's no Europe. We're going to do well. But then this happens, Grimsby. And I don't think that in their wildest dreams, they thought they could get knocked out at this stage in the Carabao Cup. I don't think that. And I think this result is a game changer. And if they don't show improvements in the next 3 to 4 games, I can honestly see him going. Because you cannot, with the form that you've been in, with how last season finished, you need to start the season strongly. You cannot start the season how you started. And then, in terms of performances anyway, the Arsenal performance, cool, but you lost. Fulham, same old, same old. Grimsby, it's not even just the fact that they lost, it's the manner. Yes, they lost on penalties, but they were outplayed for an entire half in that game. And some of the second half. It's an embarrassment. And the United board must be looking at this thinking, are we being a bit too generous giving this guy more time? Because have you seen enough for it to really change? I'm looking at United's team and I'm like, these players just aren't good enough. And when I'm saying they're not good enough, they're obviously better than me. I'm not here talking about them as professional footballers. I'm talking about the level needed to be in the Premier League and challenge for European spaces and that. I just don't think they're good enough. Back to front, keeper, whichever keeper you use isn't good enough. I feel like out of the defenders, Maguire, I give him his props. Decent. Martinez and Euro. And to be fair, De Ligt. So they've actually got defenders there who should actually be showing better than they are. But I just feel like the way that the team's set up in terms of structure, you're just never going to be given like grace. You're never going to be given time to actually be good and get some sort of form. Midfield too. Kobe and Ugarte today, yeah? Listen, I felt sorry for Kobe because I feel like Amorim basically was saying, all this talk around you, people are saying we shouldn't sell you, people are saying I should play you more. Now's your chance. But this is the worst possible game you could play him because you're playing against teams, you're playing against a midfield who are just hungry, who are playing for their mortgages, paying for their rent. Do you know what I'm saying? Like this ain't a comfortable win. You're playing against a team that are just on run man down. We're eating up every second ball. We're giving you reducers in terms of them mad tackles. And that's not Kobe's game. Even Ugarte, who likes to act like, yeah, I'm the player to get stuck in until it's time to really get stuck in. These players are used to trenches. The United players, they're not on it. And I felt sorry for Kobe because I just feel like the manager just basically is going to use that as a chance to be like, look what you've put out. I gave you the chance and look what you did. But that was the total wrong game for him. Because even when Bruno came on, same thing. So I'm looking at what Bruno, Kobe. Outside of that, maybe Diallo. I just don't think the team was good enough. Sesko, second half, missing. Absolutely missing in the second half. Cunha was doing a whole lot of nothing today. A lot of movement, a lot of running around, but it's just a whole lot of nothing. And in Burma, when he came on, the team is just not good enough. And if I'm a United fan, I'm honestly going to be so tired. And it reminds me of Arsenal when we used to have Socrates and Schillaci and all of these players. And you hope, oh yeah, we're going to challenge. You hope. But really and truly in your heart, you know you're not challenging for anything. So, yeah, man, that's United for you. Embarrassment. But yeah, we will see what happens with that. So, let me see what's been going on in the world of transfers. Let's see. I'm going to Fabrizio. Nkunku, looking at Milana after him. Nkunku's an interesting one because I like Nkunku and I feel like he's better than, who's he better than in that team? I don't know. But he's a good player. I think he's good enough to be part of that squad, definitely. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like whenever he's actually been given a chance, and this is me outside looking in, whenever he's been given a chance, I feel like he's actually done well. And the way that they just don't rate him, I just don't understand it. But yeah, that's an interesting one. It looks like AC Milan are going to go to him, and get him. I just feel like he's a good player and deserves a chance at Chelsea. But Chelsea fans can let me know if I'm, moving mad. But AC Milan look like they might want to get him. Mark Gahey is still at Palace. I feel like Liverpool are going to get that one though, because obviously 1 year left on the contract. He's not signing a new deal, and Steve Parish would want to get money from him. Crystal Palace would want to get money from him before he walks away on a free. And I feel Liverpool will get their guy, especially with how Konate's been moving recently. What else is there? Look at that. 4th division side, Grimsby Town, have eliminated Man United from the Carabao Cup. That is crazy. Garnacho, here we go, maybe, to Chelsea. Yeah, look, Ruben Amorim has said, I believe a lot in Kobbie Mainoo, more than everybody thinks, so I expect a lot from him. It is important for Kobbie to fight for his place. Listen, all of that fight for your place stuff, even from last season, we could see he's just not having Kobbie. And no matter how other players play in his position, Kobbie is just not going to get game time under Amorim. So it looks like. And you know what? We've seen it many times. We know what it is. The manager doesn't like him. And, he's saying all these things to save face. But, today, I honestly believe he's going to use that game to be like, this is why you're not playing. But it was the wrong game for him. Like I said, you got men who are just trying to run man down, second balls, everything, kick, trenches, dig deep, whatever, everything you can think of. And you got like 3 or 4 of them in there against Kobbie and Ugarte. Yeah, cheers. Kobbie's probably thinking, get me out of here. Within 20 minutes, Kobbie was probably thinking, this is going to be a long night. And even in the second half, he did more than when Bruno come on the pitch. But I know none of that is going to matter to Amorim, because Bruno, I'm not saying Bruno should get dropped, even though I think he should get dropped. Actually, he shouldn't, because he needs to play in that Man United team. But he's going to look at that and be like, Bruno played better than Kobbie. But I don't think he did. Colin Moani going to Juventus. There's not really much else going on, to be honest. So you're telling me Chelsea are going after Garnacho and they honestly feel that he's a better player, a better fit than Christopher Nkunku? I don't see that, but they've made up their mind that Nkunku is going and Garnacho is coming in, and I just don't understand that. So when people question Chelsea's strategy in the transfer market, there's validity to it, because what are they seeing? Nkunku for me is miles better than Garnacho, but they want to go out, spend however much money on Garnacho, bring him in. We've all seen what he can do. When Nkunku, when he's been given a chance, has been really, really good for Chelsea. But look, if I'm wrong about that one, let me know. And just let me know if I'm wrong about that. But guys, that's it from me today. Keep liking, subscribing, sharing, all of that good stuff. I should be back tomorrow. We are out.